Hello everybody, welcome to the Kaiju Collector's Corner. Today, we are doing a box opening figure review. March 7th, little movie's coming out you may have heard of, King Kong Skull Island. And so, a lot of merchandise is starting to be released now. If you go to Walmart, there is an exclusive line of figures. And I happen to have one today. This is one you may have already seen on the internet. It is, let's see, the Lanard King Kong. It's about let's see, how tall is this? 18-inch posable Kong mega figure. Looks impressive, right? Let's see how impressive it is. First thing I want to point out is it comes with a little dude here. It's about your standard, I don't know, 80s G.I. Joe action figure size. I don't really think I have a need for him. I'm probably not going to display him in my collection. And then we have this guy here, who's the main attraction. The sculpt of the face is pretty good, but I don't know. The arms, the joint at the elbow is definitely a little sloppy, and yet there's no joints for the legs, unless you count the ankles. I'll bring that out in just a second. Alright, let's get to work on this. Alright, and I guess we just have 1 foot to go. Oh, actually, the back glued in? What is going on? Alright, having some technical issues getting it out of the packaging. Is that glued or? Yes, it is. The figure is glued to the packaging. Or is it? Oh! There's actually a little Phillips screw that keeps it to the packaging. Let's see if I can use my knife on that. Nope. Hang tight while I come back with a screwdriver. Alright, I have never seen a figure bolted to its packaging before. So that's different. Guess we're doing a screw-ectomy out of the left shoulder. Alright. There's a little piece of plastic. And here we go. Alright. So, let's first talk about mobility. Looks like the arms, they rotate up and down, and then they also go out, although that's about as far as it goes, which is a little disappointing. And then there, the elbow movement. And then the hands, I don't know if you can see this, but they rotate just a little bit. The left hand is kind of open, whereas the right hand is a fist. it's a closed fist, so you can't put anything in here. And the right hand barely moves at all, even less than the left hand, which is, again, a little disappointing. Now, as far as the legs are concerned, there is zero movement whatsoever. There's no joints. For the feet, they go left and right. So, I don't know, that just might help the figure stand up, I guess. But other than that, I can't really see too much of a purpose in this. The sculpt, it's alright, I guess. As I said before, there's a fair amount of detail in the face, but then the rest of the body, it just, I don't know, it doesn't pop. There's really not much of a paint job. I guess the most impressive thing about this figure is its height. As the box set, it's about 18 inches tall, which makes it seem like it would scale fairly well with the Jakks Pacific Godzilla. Now, in Kong Skull Island, King Kong is supposed to be about 100 feet tall. In Godzilla, the 2014 movie, he was, I think, about 320 some odd feet tall. Which brings, how are they going to fight in the movie? Well, from what I understand, Kong is supposed to be a juvenile, and he will grow up, get bigger, and if so, this here seems about a fair enough height difference. I feel like this Kong could easily match this Godzilla. So when comparing these, I don't know. Again, I feel like how the joints on this figure are set up are a lot sloppier. I mean, for the Jakks Pacific Godzilla, yeah, the sculpt isn't the best, but I mean, most of the joints are fairly well hidden compared to this King Kong. And the Jakks Pacific, the arms, there's a certain amount of flexibility, a decent amount, and the wrist turn, the jaw opens, and the head turns. So this here is kind of like an oversized NECA, I guess you could say. I mean, there's no flexibility in the elbows, but I mean, this here is just, I like this as more of a display piece. So, how much did I pay for this? Surprisingly, not as much as I expected I was going to. I was expecting this was going to cost about 40 or 50 bucks. After tax, I think it came out to about $26. So, I feel like for a figure this size, it's a pretty good bargain. Now, is this worth the value? For me, yes. The type of people I would recommend buying this for are, first, if you have a kid who's a fan of giant monsters and you want to give them a figure that's impressive, this figure seems to be worth it. It does feel pretty robust, so you could probably drop this and it'll probably survive any collisions or anything a kid can run it through. So, again, for kids who like monster movies, particularly King Kong, definitely buy this. If you're looking for a figure that scales with your Jakks Pacific Godzilla, again, I would also buy this because, like I said, they look like they can do battle with each other. If you're like me and a fan of large figures that stand out in your collection, again, it's also worth it because 18 inches tall. I know wherever I put this in my collection, it will stand out. That said, if you like hyper-posable figures like the SH Monster Arts figures or the NECAs, I would probably pass on this. Like I said, other than the arms, there's not a lot of flexibility. Even then, the arms, they don't really appear to stand up that well. So, I don't know. Might have to put like a little glue or something on the joints to keep them in place. If you like super detailed figures like, I don't know, the X Plus figures, again, I would pass on this because outside the face is pretty impressive, but the rest of the body, it just looks like it was cast. And the fur looks like it was carved in there. I mean, it's a $26 figure. You're not going to get much as far as sculpt is concerned. I guess another reason that might be an interesting reason to purchase this figure is if you're interested in modifying figures, like filling in the gaps with, I don't know, modeler's clay, or just repainting this, or hacking this apart and using it for a giant diorama or something, I would then consider buying this figure simply because of how affordable it is. 26 bucks, if you screw it up, you're not out a lot of whole money. And if you have a little talent, I imagine you could actually make this figure pop and look pretty impressive. Actually, you know what? I decided I am going to do a little review of the Army Man figure. Alright, this figure here looks to be like a generic army dude. I can't think of any of the actors in any of the trailers I've seen for Skull Island that he represents, so I'm just going to say it's a random G.I. Joe dude. He does have a rocket launcher that appears to be taped, or at least held into his hand by wire. I'm not actually going to remove the wire. And his arms are articulated so that they move up and down. And then his head also turns. That's about it. This guy, I don't know what I am going to do with him. I'm probably going to pitch him. But just for shiggles, I'm going to see how well he fits in King Kong's hand. Oh my god, it's a perfect fit. There might be some value yet. I might just keep him. Let's see. I guess that's about all I would say. I feel like this figure, I'm glad I have it now. I mainly got it just because it looks like it scales with my Jakks-Pacific Godzilla. And let me know what you think. If you have this figure, if you're interested in buying this figure, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think about this video. And if you want to see some really close-up detailed pictures, I plan on showing some photos on my Instagram account, which will be linked in the description. Alright, well, thank you guys. Remember, if you like this video, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and have a good day.